It was nearly midnight, but Jennie still heard faint laughter in the living room. The house was emptied of all guests hours ago, and the wine glasses lined up in the sink, 6 this time, not counting hers. Book club had been a monthly ritual for 5 years, an escape from her perfectly curated suburban life. Now, the house seemed too quiet, prowled by shifting shadows as the dishwasher hummed with forced normalcy. Jennie sat, arms folded around herself, rehearsing her story. The neighbors would ask questions now. She heard the click-click of high heels on tile, the metallic jangle of bracelets, except she told herself, this was just memory, a trick of the mind replaying things out of order. After all, they'd left so much behind: flowery bookmarks, lipsticked napkins, the faint perfume clinging to the upholstery. Or maybe something else lingered, something she couldn't scrub away. Outside, a police cruiser's headlights swept across the curtains, and her heart seized. Her little speech was ready. The flowers brought by Susan, the new book everyone hated. That moment she stepped out to take a phone call. That was all it took for him to slip in, she'd say. A figure she'd glimpsed behind hedges for weeks, a face known only through shudders at the window as he watched from darkness. She blinked at the clock, 12:04 a.m. Her phone vibrated, unknown number. She let it ring, squeezing the device until her fingers ached. Should she answer, just in case it was him again? The threats had been so easy to invent. Late-night calls, chilling messages, none real, all written by her hand, and played against her own lips into the receiver, while the others sipped Pinot and traded gossip. They believed her, safe as they were within walls of trust. Moonlight splintered down the hall. Somewhere, faint steps creaked, hardwood settling, or something else, lingering near the parlor where she'd drawn the curtains, and gently arranged the bodies, as if sleep instead of violence had reclaimed them. She'd made sure to spare the books, keeping her own hands clean with careful latex gloves bought days before as part of the plan. Her mind spun with restless possibilities. What if she missed something? A drop of wine beside a cooling face, the trembling line in her own signature on the false threats she turned in. What if one of them had whispered before the end, had scratched her name into the carpet with bloodied nails? Jennie took shallow breaths. There was no stalker, but sometimes, as the night bled into itself, she felt his presence anyway. At the window, near the closet, reflected in every scrying surface. Her guilt gave birth to the man she'd invented, tall with hungry eyes, pressed close behind glass waiting. She watched her own trembling shape in the microwave's reflection. The police would come, and she would tell them every detail. Behind her, the sliding door slid open with a protesting groan. Cold air spilled inside, carrying the scent of cut grass and distant rain. Jennie turned, pulse stuttering, convinced she'd truly conjured him this time. There was the silhouette, taller than her husband, face a blur, malice curling like smoke in the half-light, a figure identical to the one she'd described so many times. It nearly felt real. She tried to speak, but her words tangled. She reached for her phone, fumbling as the shadow stepped into the kitchen. No invention could save her now. The twisted, half-formed stalker of her imagination was there, in flesh or fear, closing the distance, indistinguishable from the nightmare she'd made. She wasn't sure which was worse, that her story was finally coming true, or that she would never know if he was real.